Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 8 of the Gamecock Mix. Hold on, let me just make sure the microphone was not on, but now we are live. This is Sam, man.
And Garrett Lloyd.
Sorry we started a little bit late, folks. We had a baseball game today during our airtime that ran a little late until about 5 minutes ago. The Gamecocks won by a score of 12-5. The bats really came alive towards the end of the game. Let me go check some stats right quick. What really kind of put it off was in the 8th inning was a 3-run shot, I believe. Trying to check the stats, but this thing's weird. But the final to that game was 12-5. JSU won the series by 2-1.
Yeah, and was it Wednesday? They got Troy coming to town.
Yep. And then Purdue is coming on March 15th to town.
So a couple of big names coming to the Ville.
It's kind of cool. Yep. Different. Never had, I guess, anybody really, or especially to the new field, nobody's been able to come yet. So I think we have a few. I think Auburn's coming too eventually in a few weeks.
Yeah. And I was interviewing one of the players, and he was talking about it's good for these big teams to come because Jacksonville kind of gets noticed. They're not really on the map or on the radar as one of the top teams, of course, because one of the smaller universities. But he said when the big teams come and stuff, it kind of gets Jacksonville on the radar and stuff. So it's kind of nice.
Yep. So that for the Troy game is March 13th, Wednesday. It says 6 p.m. first pitch. Then for March 15th, 16th, and 17th, Purdue is coming to town. The games for that are 6 p.m., 1 p.m., and 1 p.m. And they will all be on ESPN Plus. We also have on April 9th, a Tuesday at 6 p.m., we're playing at Auburn. But then on April 23rd, they will be here at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Then the following night, Alabama will be here April 24th on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. Yeah, we're going to go to both of them. Maybe we could do a live stream.
Yeah.
Then Georgia will be coming into town on May 8th, and that will be one of the last big Division I schools besides UAB who will be here on May 14th on Tuesday.
Yeah, so quite a few big names there for the Gamecocks this season for their baseball program and that beautiful new baseball field they got. It is absolutely amazing.
All turf. I haven't been able to go to a game, but I want to go Wednesday night to the Troy game.
Yeah.
So some other big news. The biggest news we've had is that we will have a very special guest on April 7th, Jesse Oweji.
Yes.
NASCAR driver for the Gander Outdoor Truck Series, the pilot of the number 34 Chevy Fuel Trex truck. He is still an active officer in the United States Navy and a former defensive back for the Navy midshipmen in the early 2000s or the 2009 and 10, I believe.
Yeah.
I know he was on the NCAA games for 2009 and 10 for Navy, which is very cool. He's done a lot of incredible stuff for NASCAR and just for everything for promoting veterans and everything. It's just really cool, and we're really excited to have him on our show.
Yeah, we can't wait to have him. When it all really kind of got started, just a little preview. It kind of got started when we had a new follower for the Gamecock Mix, and
on Instagram.
On Instagram, and seen it was Mr. Oweji, and Sam contacted him, and we got with his agent and got it all planned out. So can't wait. Looking forward to that show coming up.
We made a promo flyer that is on the Gamecock Mix Instagram, which is the Gamecock Mix, all one word, all lowercase. I made a graphic, showing some of his in his Navy uniform and his Navy midshipman uniform and his NASCAR track fire suit, and then just a little bit more info on him and the dates and his agent's email address in case anybody wants to contact him for any kind of booking of opportunities. But we will have him on as long as we are good to go air on April 7th from 3 to 5.
Yes.
There is a baseball game on that Sunday in SEMO. So we may be going on a little early, maybe possibly around 10, or possibly pre-recording this and then airing it as soon as we are able to air, because the Gamecock Sports Network has priority over us.
Yeah.
But we will have that interview hopefully
And it will
on
be,
our scheduled time.
a call in too.
Yes,
so.
it will be a call in. We will be trying to get hopefully more guests before the end of the semester, but we will find out.
Yeah, so yeah, if you and any of y'all that follow and the post and look at our Facebook stuff, I always try to share stuff, share our page, and kind of get our name out there and stuff. Like our post, it helps out a lot, and we appreciate y'all for listening to the show and liking our pages and stuff. It really means a lot. So
Also, if anybody's interested in buying Jesse Ouija gear, his has a website, jesseouija.com, where you can buy shirts, hats, and other accessories and see more about him and learn more about him. You know, even though we're going to have him on air, still going to get a little background on him just to, prepare yourself for the interview on April 7th from hopefully 3 to 5 p.m. But we will keep you updated in any changes or any other, difficulties due to our baseball schedule or any other sports arrangements that were have priority over our show.
yeah. And speaking of other sports, I want to jump into this right quick. This past weekend, our basketball game, JC Gamecock basketball men's team, went into tournament play for really an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, and they beat UT Martin in the second round, and then the third round they lost on a heartbreaker to Murray State by 2 points. So. And it was on ESPNU, so I was watching that game, and it was kind of a heartbreaker because pretty much, with our conference the way it is, pretty much only gets one team to the NCAA tournament.
But this year, Belmont is likely a 12 seed, even though they didn't win the tournament, and then Murray being the automatic qualifier.
Yeah.
Which I think JSU should still get a look just because we beat Belmont twice this year.
And we beat Murray State once this year.
I think that we have a very good team, very talented team that, deserves a shot to go to the tournament. I feel like the OVC is producing some very good basketball, especially the last few years, especially this year.
Yeah.
With Ja Morant going possibly top 3.
Yeah.
Or top 5 for sure.
Yeah, star for the Murray State Racers.
Who put up 39 points last night in the OVC championship game.
Yeah. Murray State won that and was actually the first team to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. So.
Some other teams, Liberty just punched their ticket. The Bradley Braves punched their ticket to the tournament. Let's see who else made it. I think that's the only 3 teams so far that have made the tournament.
Yeah.
As of right now, there's a bunch of big tournaments going on as we speak. So we'll know very soon because March Madness begins in a week or so.
Yeah, the selection Sunday is a week from today.
Yes. So everybody has to be done. SEC is starting this upcoming week.
Yeah.
They'll be done probably around, I think Friday is the last game for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and even though JSU did lose that conference game in the semifinals or whatever, they still may get an invite to the NIT tournament. I've been hearing some rumors about that, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And it'd be nice to at least get to go to some postseason tournament,
They should, because they could. I mean, JB and Cunningham and all of them are just a bunch of really good basketball players that deserve a chance to show how talented we are. The OVC is in general, and hopefully get a little bit more respect for the OVC in general for basketball because we go play big teams. Murray had a very good game at Alabama and Auburn. Morant put up 20 plus points in each of the games, even though they did lose. But, so according to a source, we had like a fall scrimmage game that was like not a game that really didn't happen against Alabama. And we beat them by 30 points, which I don't know, who played and how long, our starters played, or Alabama starters, but they, somebody posted or the score sheet got leaked and we beat them by, I think, 30 points or so.
Alabama has kind of been on the downward spiral here at the.
Well, we're always very good until the last, 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
We blow, 10 and 20 point leads, and we can't do that because we have too much talent, a lot of young talent too.
Yeah.
that has potential. You know, Avery Johnson's a very good recruiter and, you know, usually a very good coach, but I just don't know what's really going on with the late games.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if they're just kind of tiring out or what they're doing, but they got a chance to prove themselves once again in the SEC tournament. Excuse me.
Which really they need to they pretty much almost have to win the tournament now,
Yeah,
just because
or at least make it to the final game.
Because getting beat by Arkansas by 12 points the other night did not help our cause. I think it was Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday.
And, you know, Arkansas, I think, is, you know, one of the lower seeds. Vandy's last seed. I think Bama got the 10th or 11th seed. I think they're going to play Ole Miss on day 2 of the tournament.
Yeah.
But, you know, they have a lot of talent and they can produce a lot of, you know, very good games. Just if they don't play right, then they can't, you know.
Yeah, and they got some good shooters too. I haven't really watched a lot of the Bama basketball games, but they have some shooters and stuff, and it just seems that towards the end they have a hard time closing games out and stuff. And if you want to be successful in college basketball, you have to close games out because really no matter who it is, you're always going to get a close game.
So JSU's season ended. They won their first tournament game. I believe they won their first tournament game 88-81 over the UT Martin Skyhawks on Thursday, March the 7th. And then they played Friday night in a 2-point loss to the Murray State Racers in the semifinals where they, you know, last second shot by Morant.
Yeah.
Who had 29 points, went 9 of 14, went 10 of 15 from free throws, and had 8 assists.
Yeah, and JSU was up late in that game, probably about 6 points or so, and
just made some crucial errors. And Morant just did some, you know, unbelievable stuff while he's getting picked in the top 5 pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah,
even from the OVC. It was cool. There were 40 scouts from the NBA, including Magic Johnson, who had the floor seat and did an interview on ESPN. Which ESPN showed a lot of bias against us. They were just pretty much on it was the Morant show.
Yeah, and
which I mean he's very good, yeah. But you know,
I was kind of frustrated because I'm critical of like announcers and stuff, and I don't like announcers with a lot of bias and stuff. I know you can't like get away with the bias 100%, but during that Jacksonville and Murray State game, like they talked about Murray State almost the whole game, and like if Jacksonville would make a 3 or anything, like, they wouldn't even mention it. They'd still be talking about John Moran or whatever. But
they would bring it automatically right back to Murray State, which Murray State is a very good team. They have they have about 2 or 3 bigs who are really athletic and can shoot, rebound, do a lot. They're a very good team, but you know JSU with JB. Cunningham and all of them, you know, they deserve just as much spotlight as, you know, anybody else in our conference. You know, JB came in and, you know, made this team even better than it already was.
Yes.
You know, just an absolute great basketball player who didn't get the attention he deserved this season. And he came in and made a huge difference. He's just a big man, a big athletic man that can do, you know, a lot of stuff. That, you know, should have been, you know, more recognized this season.
Yeah.
I just hope they have a chance to go show in the NIT or some kind of postseason tournament what they have, and, you know, that they deserve to chance to go. And
I was watching that game when it ended and stuff, and it showed the JSU bench, and it showed JB and them, and you could just tell. I mean, they almost had tears in their eyes, you know, because that could be their final collegiate game or final basketball game of their career. You know? And but I'd like to see them get another chance, you know, at least in the NIT or something like that.
I mean, I really think that JSU deserves to get in. Really, I think to the NCAA, especially over Alabama, even who. You know, JSU. They say, oh, you know, their strength of schedule is not good, but you know. They're playing 2 teams who are going to be in the OVC and beat those 2 teams.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel like I can compete with anybody in the country.
Yeah. So transitioning over to the AAF, I did not get a chance to watch the Birmingham Iron play the Orlando Apollos yesterday, but I did see where they got.
The Apollos were in control the whole game. It wasn't
I did see where they got beat 31-14, but the
I think Perez
Apollos-
got benched during that game because there was
Really?
number 8 in. I don't know who number 8 is for the Iron,
yeah,
but I think Perez is 12.
yeah. And I don't know how many of you watched the San Diego Fleet versus San Antonio Commanders game last night, but that game was absolutely crazy. There was 3 different scores put up in the last minute of that game, and it was won on a field goal. And it was a very, very good game and stuff. Very exciting, some good catches and all kinds of stuff. So
The crowd attendance doubled yesterday just because of Steve Spurrier. I think this was some
Really?
article
Wow.
said according to AL.com.
yeah,
Also, the quarterback who took over was Keith Price, number 8.
okay.
I don't know where Keith Price played, but Blake Sims is still not getting a shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Right
I don't know if they're going to ever give him a shot. It's really almost what's happening to him at Alabama. He's all hyped up, and then
Yeah,
they don't give him a chance. But I think, they've lost 2 games in a row now. They were 3-0, had the best record in the AAF.
East Division.
Or no, just in general because they were 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
Let's look at some stuff about Mr. Keith Price. He was an undrafted free agent who he played college football at the University of Washington from 2011 to 2013. He was signed as a free agent by the Seahawks in 2014. He's also played in the CFL, the Canadian Football League, as a member of the Sagittal Rough Riders and the BC Lions. He is 6'1", 202 pounds from Los Angeles, California. He is currently now starting quarterback he was with the San Diego Fleet, actually.
Oh, wow.
And then I guess during the quarterback draft they had, he got selected to Birmingham.
Okay,
That's a big transition all the way from California on the West Coast to pretty much the edge of the East Coast in Birmingham.
I see on the comment on our live feed for YouTube, my dad, I think that's my dad on there, he comments, says, how about that JSU freshman? And yes, Torion Ware is a freshman for the JSU basketball
Has
team.
a very good shot, but sometimes it's just it's a little off. It's just, I feel like it's just because of age. He's going to get better, of course, over this summer, I believe, and this fall. I believe he's going to do very well for the Gamecocks in the future, and he'll be a very big star.
Yeah, he just takes some nice threes and stuff.
Yeah, he made a very clutch 3 at the end of I think it was the Murray State game. He came off the bench and made a big 3, a really long 3 in the right by our bench almost towards the end of the game with about 3 or 4 minutes left.
Yeah. So kind of a promising future there for the basketball team and stuff, because I think 2 or 3 seniors are leaving and stuff. So
there's a bunch of seniors, voids. 4 or 5. I think JB's leaving, Cunningham's leaving. We had 5 or 6 seniors on senior day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let me go check the men's, see who all is leaving for us. And I mean, a lot of those guys deserve shots, especially good enough talent, especially to be on the G League, or I think really a reserve spot in the NBA.
Yeah, and I know it sounds kind of cliche, but they have the heart for it and stuff. You can tell by the way they play and stuff.
Do they love the game?
They never play like they're the underdog. And I really like that.
They really go out there and play to have fun. They love what they do.
Yeah.
Coach Harper's just a few years ago, we won, I think, 8 games my freshman year here.
Yeah, 8. I think it was 8 or 7. Yeah, it was.
And then, back-to-back 20-game winning seasons. The NCAA tournament his first year, OVC championship. So, it's just unbelievable that, what he's done for this program just over the few years. They went 24-9 over this year, 15-3 in conference. Did very well at home, only lost 1 game at home this year.
Yeah. Heck, I know that they're out of conference schedule. I know that they lost a few tough ones earlier in the year, but then they lost to Penn State. They kept that game close for a while, and they lost by 2 or 3 to Wichita, and then I think 2 or 3 to West Virginia. So they kept it close with some big name teams.
Last year they went 24-13, and then I think 2016, 2017 we won 20 games that year too.
Yeah.
And that was the year I believe we went to the NCAA tournament and played the number 2 seed Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
So I mean, he's brought us 3 20 win games or 20 winning game seasons. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see how he keeps, building this program here at Jacksonville State and stuff. And we've had uh, a few games this year. The crowd was actually really nice up there.
Especially for Murray State,
Yeah,
it
I
was a
think that
sold
was
eight standing room only.
yeah, that game was crazy.
It's just unbelievable. In 2015, 2016, we went 8-23.
Yeah,
I don't know if we even made it to the conference that year.
yeah,
To
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think we even made it to the OVC championship game
Yeah,
or OVC tournament even. I mean, we go the next year and win it, and then we've made it to the semifinals the last 2 years. Just a little bit of unlucky stuff.
yeah.
A few bad calls by the refs. But it is what it is, and they'll be back. They're gonna be better than ever. Recruiting's gonna be good.
So kind of transition into some NFL news. I know that you may know a little bit more about this, but I did see where Antonio Brown got
Traded to the Raiders. Because they reported a few days ago that we posted on our Instagram page that he got traded to the Bills.
Yep.
And then just a moment later, he retweeted that comment and said, fake news. So he pretty much vetoed the, trade. They could still send it to him regardless, but, if he doesn't show up, they don't get their picks from him. So with Oakland, gave them a 3rd and 5th round pick, and then gave him a 3-year, $50 million contract. 30 of that is guaranteed. It's just it's kind of funny. Peyton Sims, one of our communications guys that we go to school with, he said the Birmingham Iron, and it's they're pretty much the same uniform almost.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be. I think he can be. I mean, he's great. It's just his, little outspoken, which that's just how people are nowadays. But I think he can be. I think he's going to be really determined and ready to prove himself that he is. That he's tired of the naysayers. He's tired of everybody saying, "Oh, he's not elite." I'm just curious to see how he's going to do without Big Ben because I saw a stat today that with Big Ben as his quarterback, he's had 74 touchdowns. And then with the other 6 Steeler quarterbacks that came in while he was hurt or, the mop-up time, he only had 100 or 200 yards, which I doubt he would be playing that much. But, for a few games, Big Ben was hurt, so they had to have, I believe, Josh Dobbs and Josh Whedon or John Whedon played at Oklahoma State, I think. Had to come in. He didn't have a single touchdown. So I think Derek Carr can be elite. I really do. I think he can be very good. It just depends on if, how good they get their line and, how hard he wants to work. Because I know he can be great.
Yeah.
But it just all depends on what he can do, what he wants to do with that, and how Gruden, will take it. It's kind of funny. They did there's a franchise mode on Madden.
Yeah.
And, Antonio Brown's a 99 overall in the game. And somebody had the Raiders as their team and offered them the same, picks and whatever.
Yeah.
And you had literally, there's an interest bar. It says, red for just not interested at all, yellow for slightly interested, or green for, accepted or really very interested.
Yeah.
It was about all the way minimum red for that trade.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, I thought, I don't know. I think he had to get out of Pittsburgh. They had to, start over because Le'Veon's leaving. It's just going to be a rebuilding. They have Connor, who's very good, but him and Le'Veon together could have been very good. Swapping out, keeping each other fresh. I'm just curious to how Juju's going to be. Having to be the main guy.
Yeah.
With Antonio Brown, Juju was able to become better and really come into a very good second receiver or even first.
Maybe maybe somebody might somebody else might step up and fill that void. But only time will tell, I guess.
Yep. We'll be finding out in about probably 6 months.
Yeah.
When the NFL season kicks off, it's going to look a lot different.
Yeah.
I think because Le'Veon, Derek Carr followed him on Twitter today, or Derek Carr followed Le'Veon today. He's trying to get him to come to Oakland with his former teammate Antonio Brown.
Gave him that follow.
Which that would have been, that could be dangerous if I think Marshawn's still there, Le'Veon.
Yeah.
If they could only still have Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Good Lord. That still just blows my mind. That man is worth every ounce of money he gets. Like, he went to a brand new team this year and just balled out.
Yeah.
Could have been very well defensive player of the year if it wasn't for Aaron Donald just having a freakish year.
Yeah.
At the D tackle spot for the Los Angeles Rams. He made it to the Super Bowl. I just think it's going to be a fun NFL year.
Yeah.
A lot of drama, especially if I don't know if the Raiders play the Seahawks, if the Raiders play the Steelers or not.
You think the Patriots will still be on top?
It's hard to ever count Brady. I find myself thinking that every year. I'm like, they can't still be good, but as long as that old man's back there playing quarterback, it's hard to ever count against him.
Yeah. So kind of transitioning over to some motorsports, some NASCAR. I've been kind of watching the race here on my phone there at Phoenix, which is now called ISM Raceway, but still everybody calls it Phoenix. Kyle Busch is leading, Clint Bowyer second, and Mark Truex is third. They're about 184 out of 312, so kind of a long race. But Kyle Busch has kind of been the man these past few weeks, even though he hasn't really got the win yet in the main series. He got some wins in the lower series, but maybe he can get his first win of 2019 today.
Our special guest who will be on the show April 7th, Lieutenant Luigi. I almost said Luigi. Wow. I was thinking about Mario. Today's like Super Mario Day.
Yes.
Because it's March 10th. It spells, MAR, and then 10 looks like an I and 0.
Yeah.
It looks like a O.
We need to put that on the page.
I found some. Somebody made a billboard. I'm going to post it a little bit. But Lieutenant Luigi, it will be on the show April 7th from hopefully 3 to 5, if, baseball allowing. They will be driving at Texas Motor Speedway for the Gander Outdoors Truck Series, I think on March 29th.
Yeah, so it'll be fresh off a race, and maybe we can talk to him a little bit about that. And we got some questions lined up for him, too.
Yep,
so.
We got a very good show planned out. We have some good graphics made by myself and Monica, who did very well on the.
Thank you, Monica.
We'll be, making more, hopefully getting more content out for that. Whoever's listening, I think it's both our dads are watching right now.
Hey, let's start somewhere.
Yeah. If anybody sees this, please share our post, get the word out that we're having him on. He's an active Navy Reserve officer.
Yeah.
Former Navy midshipman, defensive back. I think he played free safety. But a lot of those guys roam around, just depending on where they need it.
Yeah.
And the driver of the 34 Fuel Tracks Chevy truck.
Yeah. So
very cool having him on, and we're excited, and hopefully everything goes according to plan. Hopefully baseball is not broadcasting that weekend because it's in SEMO, Missouri.
Yeah, but if it is, we will probably pre-record it, and we will get the content there.
We started a little late today if you're tuning in because of the baseball game we had today against EIU OVC conference game. This is our first one of the year. We're 2-1 in the conference with this series. We won 2 games and I lost 1. Today we won 12-5 over EIU. Yeah, we had a very big, 3 or 4 today. We had a really big 8th inning, really kind of just sealed the deal to just put it out of reach for them, which was, had very good pitching by, can't remember his last name, Carly or Corgley. Really pitched good, solid 4 innings for us today and really just kind of put them out of place. Let me go check his name. I don't want
Yeah,
to say his name wrong.
if you hadn't been to the new baseball field, you ought to go. It is a beautiful, beautiful baseball field, beautiful baseball facility and everything. So go check that out. As we mentioned earlier in the show, we got some big games coming up, big teams coming into town.
Shout out to Greg Lloyd for sharing our stream.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
I'm sharing that right now. So I believe we're about to go to a quick music break. We may stay on a little past 5 today, just because of it just depends on if we have a show immediately following us. So we don't know if she'll be on today or not, but we will be on as long as we can, at least till the 5 o'clock hour. This is the Gamecock Mix with Sam Man
and Garrett Lloyd.